Hi there. How are you? Welcome, 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 welcome. I am so excited to do this reading for Monday, June 27, 2022 to Sunday, July 3rd, 2022. If you're new to my channel, welcome. You may not know me. My name is Mo, and this is the channel Mo Moon on YouTube. If you are not new to my channel, and you watched my videos before, I just want to confirm with you that I did miss an upload for 2 weeks in a row. So I missed 2 uploads for the week ahead. And I don't know if that's going to become a regular habit, but I am back to work at the hospital and it takes a lot of my time and energy. And even though I still do tarot readings for myself and short ones for myself, and I use my tarot cards almost daily, I haven't been connected to reading for the weekly reading. But I'm feeling like that 2 weeks off has really helped me to feel like I miss my tarot cards and like I want to connect to the energy for the collective for the week ahead. We are now in Cancer season, so happy Cancer season to you. We are also in the first. We also had the first day of summer on June 21st in the Northern Hemisphere, so that's really exciting. We celebrated Letha. And so I'm in the Northern Hemisphere, so I am experiencing the energy of summer, although it's been very rainy here for the past few days. I don't know if you can see outside, it's not very sunny. That's why I have all my lights on. So yeah, if you watch this video and you want to skip ahead to a specific day to find out what the energy of that day will be, I'll leave the timestamps in the description box down below. If you're new to this channel, I will be reading the collective energy day by day for this coming week, June 27th to July 3rd, 2022. So if you want to find out what our energy will be like for a specific day, like I said, you can skip ahead to the date in the timestamps down below. So I'll be using the Somnia Tarot by Nicola Bruno. I will also be using the Affirmators Oracle cards. And I'll be using the Seasons of the Witch Samhain Oracle illustrated by Giada Rose. So let's get our cards for each day of the week. Starting with Monday, June 27, 2022. We are protected above us and below us, to our left and to our right, in front of us and behind us, by the powerful white golden light of the divine feminine and masculine. No negativity can pass through this powerful white golden light that is protecting us all the way around us. All negativity is reflected off the surface of this white golden light that is protecting us by the power of divine feminine and masculine back to the centers, and so it is. So Monday, June 27. Tuesday, June 28. Wednesday, June 29th. I ask for the energy of the collective for the week ahead, please, universe. Wednesday, June 29. Thursday, June 30th. Friday, July 1st, 2022. Friday, July 1st. Saturday, July 2nd. Sunday, July 3rd. Let's get an affirmators card for the overall energy of the week. And let's get a Seasons of the Witch Oracle card for final messages for June 27 to July 3rd. Final messages for the week. Final messages for the week, please. All right, let's start with the affirmators overall energy of the week. No need to do. You see there's an animal in a hammock there. It says, do this, and it points that way, and it says, do that, and it points that way. I am exactly where I need to be, exactly when I need to be. There's nothing more I need to do. I mean, yes, there will always be laundry and taxes, but in terms of my life's path, I don't need to do anything because I am already here. I take a deep breath, relax, and trust, and then do the laundry. So I feel like this card is perfect for Cancer season because Cancer season is very much about the home and feeling comfortable in the home and feeling at peace with yourself at home. So no need to do is reminding us this week, June 27th to July 3rd, that we are exactly where we need to be and that there's no need to stress over what needs to get done because everything will get done in its due time. So let's look at the cards for the week ahead, Monday, June 27 to Sunday, July 3rd. I'm going to turn them all over and then give an overall message. Okay, so in terms of major arcana this week, major secrets, we have card number 13, the Death card. We have card number 14, Temperance. And we have card number 15, the Devil. So 3 major arcanas out of the 7 days this week. And we have the Page of Wands for our court card, only one court card, and it is the Page of Wands. And we have the Two of Wands. And we have the Eight of Coins. And we have the Two of Coins. And as you may or may not have noticed, we have no cups, which is very interesting because cups are symbolic of water and Cancer is a water sign. So I do feel like that is bringing the energy that there is no need to act a certain way because there's no need for the extra. There's no need to know extra about water. There's no need to know extra about your emotions because you're feeling still in your being. And we also have no swords, and swords are the energy of the mind and thinking. So it feels like without that energy being portrayed in the week ahead, it feels like a very calm energy mind-wise because there's no energy of the mind coming in with the swords. So let's start with Monday, June 27, with card number 13, the Death card. Now, the Death card, to me, in my experience, has a lot to do with surrendering to the ego. To me, this being on a horse is the ego coming into our lives, and it's a very controversial topic when you're in the spiritual community and you talk about the ego, because and maybe even outside of the spiritual community, I don't know, but I see a lot of people in the spiritual community talking about the ego as if it is a harmful energy. And to a certain extent, it can prevent us from doing certain things that maybe are not in our best interest. But at the same time, a lot of people in the spiritual community give the ego the energy of an energy that is to be shushed, it is to be calmed and quieted, and not really paid attention to too much. So for me, on June 27, what I see with this Death card for myself specifically is the ego coming in as this being of death and preventing a I don't know why I was going to say preventing us. Maybe preventing us from going forward with something that maybe isn't in our best interest. The ego as death coming into our lives on Monday, the 27th of June, represents an offering of stability, an offering of groundedness, an offering of level-headedness, because the ego, as we see it in the spiritual community, is an energy that only exists on this earthly plane, and the ego is a quote-unquote program that we are presented with when we are born onto this planet Earth, and the ego is the energy that is behind us, preventing us from doing new things in our lives so as not to disturb the balance that has already been built within our lives. So when you think about the ego, you think about an energy where, let's say you don't want to be at a specific job, but you have stability at that job. The ego is likely to come in and say, keep this job. This is the job that is providing you with food on your table, with shelter, providing you with the luxuries that you experience. And you might say to yourself, well, no, I don't really feel happy in this job. I want to move to a new job. I want to do something different. I want to start my own business. And the ego is that energy that says, like, are you sure? You know, you could be broke if you try to start your own business. You could go homeless. You could experience all these things as a result of the loss of your job that's bringing you stability at that specific time. So the Death card is an energy that the ego is coming in, and we are surrendering to the energy of the ego. That's how I see the Death card. So we're surrendering to the energy of the ego. For example, I suffer with mental illness, and I take a specific medication for myself so that I can remain focused and balanced and grounded and not feel so connected to the other world. And I stopped taking my medication for a short period of time, and I started to feel very connected to the spiritual realm again, as it usually happens when I stop taking my medication. I feel very connected to voices from other realms. And at one point, my ego said to me, why are you hurting me like this? Why don't you take my advice and start taking your medication again? I really want to help you. I really want to make you feel better. If you just take your medication, this will happen. And part of me was like, well, I'm going to be foregoing all this energy of connection to the spiritual realm. Why would I want to take my medication? If this is who I am, why do I need to take it? But in reality, I was suffering with these energies that were coming into my mind without my medication. So I said, you know what, ego, you have some value to you. You have wisdom that maybe I should pay attention to. I will restart my medication. So I restarted my medication without anybody telling me to start it again, without the doctor telling me to start it again, because my ego was telling me, you need to be grounded, you need to take your medication. I know you've been given a gift, but you know, take this as a gift to yourself. This medication will make you grounded. This medication will help you to focus, to go back to work, and so on and so forth. So that's just an example that the death card representing the ego coming in and presenting us with an opportunity to take things as they are, to take things as they appear in this 3D realm. And not always to see the ego as an enemy to us, but just to see the ego as also another part of us that has something valuable to instill into our lives. Tuesday, June 28th, we have card number 14, Temperance. And we have a new moon in Cancer on Tuesday, June 28th. And I was reading before I started this video that the new moon in Cancer is a sign that the moon loves to be in, because Cancer is ruled by the moon. And as I read, I believe Cancer is the only sign that is ruled by the moon. So there's an energy of feeling at home. The moon feels at home in the sign of Cancer. And so with the new moon in Cancer on June 28 and Temperance, there's an energy of complete balance. I want to say, if you're feeling out of balance, tap into the energies of the collective around you, because they will make you feel more balanced. Temperance is an energy of seeing the imbalances and doing what it takes to regain the equilibrium. When you think of temperance, you think of, well, maybe you don't think of this word, but temperance is also in the word tempering. Tempering is to change the makeup of a substance in order to bring it into a certain alignment that we are looking for. When I think of temperance, I think of when I used to, well, I still do feed patients at the hospital. And when their food comes and their soup is too hot, I add a little bit of milk or a little bit of water to the soup. And I test it on my wrist to make sure that it's not going to burn the patient or the client. And I do add milk or water until the soup is palpable, until it's able to be taken in without burning the client. So that is just an example of tempering and the word temperance, right? In this card, we see an individual holding a cup and a teacup, and it's got like an angelic quality to it, and it looks like the clouds are parting. The old dark clouds are moving away, and the sun and the blue skies are coming through in the still water. So if you can imagine that sort of energy on Tuesday, June 28 with the new moon in Cancer, there's an energy of stillness. The waters are still. The moon is happy to be in the sign of Cancer. The moon controls the waters. Cancer is a water sign. The moon is happy in Cancer. The water is happy. The water is still. The water is life-giving. So Tuesday, June 28, we feel that energy of bringing everything back into balance, doing what it takes in order to regain the equilibrium. So if you're feeling off kilter on Tuesday, June 28th, just tap into the energy around you, tap into your mind. Remember, we have no need to do here, no need to worry about the next step, but just take it 1 second at a time. So those were two major arcana, Death and Temperance. Now Wednesday, June 29, we go into our Page of Wands. Wands have to do with fire, and although water can be connected to intuition for sure, I find that the element of fire is also intuition, because there's a fiery quality to our intuition. There's an energy of spirit, and to me, spirit is fire. And so when I think of the wands, I think of fire, and I think of spirit, and I think of spiritual communications. And also this Page of Wands has to do with creativity. And here we see an individual sitting at their table with what looks like a wax seal and an envelope. It looks like there's an envelope over here in this individual is holding a wax seal. And a wax seal is something you use on an envelope when the letter is written. When the letter is written, you stamp it with a seal, and it is considered finished and ready to be sent on its way to the individual who is meant to receive it. So the Page of Wands on Wednesday, June 29, with minor arcana energy. This is, oh no, this isn't, sorry. This is not a minor arcana. This is a court card. So it's not a major arcana. It's not a minor arcana. It's a court card. So it's the energy of an individual. So it could be an individual in your life who is ready to tell you something that maybe they've been holding back for a long time. They're ready to bring out a message to you. Pay attention to people's messages to you on Wednesday, June 29 with the Page of Wands. Pay attention to what people are trying to get across to you as far as what their point is. And also with the Page of Wands, it could also symbolize yourself or myself or whoever's watching this video on Wednesday, June 29. The Page of Wands can be us being ready to get a message out. The Page of Wands is enthusiastic. The Page of Wands is a newbie. The Page is the youngest of the court cards, can symbolize a young individual, a teenager, an adolescent, somebody who is youthful. So with that energy of youth, there's an energy of having a lot of energy to be able to get a job done, right? When you're coming in fresh to a day on the job, let's say you're coming back from the weekend, you had the weekend off and it's Monday and now you're coming back to work, you have that Page energy. If you had a restful weekend, you're coming back on Monday. Maybe you don't want to be back at work because maybe you wish it was still the weekend, but you do have energy and you are feeling that Page of Wands energy in the sense that you have the fire behind you to get the job done on Monday. You're starting off the fresh work week, with a bang, ready to do your work week all the way till Friday, get through hump day on Wednesday and, make it to the end of the week. So the Page of Wands, even though it's on Wednesday, there's an energy of maybe vitality. I feel like it's a vitality, and it's also an energy of feeling spiritually creative, because the pages are the Page of Wands especially is a creative energy. It's an energy of, it's not the Ace of Wands, so it's not like a spark being presented to us in a specific moment. It's more of a determination to get to the next stage. So the Page of Wands on Wednesday, June 29. Thursday, June 30th, we have the Two of Wands. If I am being completely honest, the Two of Wands always feels so mysterious to me. And of course, in this card, it kind of does have that air of mystery because it's an energy here of a woman or a man cloaked in a black cloak by the moonlight with their candle. So it could feel very mysterious. What I feel like this Two of Wands means as far as mystery goes, and there's like an energy of like not really understanding the energy of the Two of Wands, because the Two of Wands in traditional tarot speaks about making plans, looking at your world around you, and figuring out how you will make your way towards a specific goal. So in that sense, there is mystery with the Two of Wands, because sometimes we don't really know what it's going to look like, how we're going to get to that goal. We might have the steps before us, but we don't know if it's all going to come out smoothly. We don't know how it's actually going to turn out in the end. We have a vision in our mind, but it still feels a little bit mysterious because the vision is just that, it's a vision. And even though we have a vision and that gives us adequate preparedness to reach a goal, there's also a sense of mystery. So embrace that sense of mystery on Thursday, June 30th, the Two of Wands. Embrace that sense of mystery because it's part of the journey. And remember, we have no need to do. We have an energy of like just following your specific outlined guides to reach your goal. But there's also on Thursday, June 30th, with the Two of Wands, the energy of making that plan, looking at your world and figuring out the steps to take in order to reach a specific goal. And this is a minor arcana, so it's minor secrets. It doesn't hold as much circumference as the major, as Death and Temperance did on Monday and Tuesday. And then Wednesday we had the Court, and then Thursday we have the Two of Wands. So this is our first minor arcana this week on Thursday. So it feels a little bit less stressful, a little bit less heavy, because it's not such a big secret being revealed. It's more of a little secret, little tasks that we have to get done in order to reach our specific goal. Friday, July 1st, happy July 1st. We have the 8 of Coins. So Friday, July 1st with the 8 of Coins. The 8 of Coins is the work that we do out of our commitment to fulfilling our life's purpose. The 8 of Coins, as you see here, there's an individual carving the bronze coins and hanging them up. It's interesting that it looks like a gallows. It looks like a gallows. So it could imply that there is a tie we have to our job that at times we don't feel like going to, but we are good at what we do. Again, I'm feeling the call of the ego with Death on Monday. Remember, we were talking about the ego. There's that energy of, even if you don't like your job, even if you have a vision of doing something where you use maybe something that you're passionate about doing, let's say you're a tarot reader and you want to read tarot for a living, or you're an astrologer and you want to do astrology for a living, or you like to do art and you want to sell your art for a living. All those are valid and all those desires are quite attainable. But this 8 of Coins with the idea of the gallows, you know, where they hang the noose to hang somebody, and yet this individual is creating art and embellishing the gallows with their art, with their creation, and good at what they're doing, because every coin here looks exactly the same. So there's a master of a technique. So Friday, July 1st, it's like bittersweet, because we're good at what we do as far as what we do for a living, but at times we don't feel like doing that, and that's normal. I think, you know, that's saying do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Well, is it true that if you do what you love, you'll never work in a day in your life? Sometimes you don't want to work. Now, let's say you're your own boss. Maybe you don't have to work every day. Maybe you've made enough income that you don't have to work every day. But there's still an energy here that it's healthy to do something repetitively in order to master it. And even if you're building your own business, you still have to be repetitive with showing up for the business in order to master it. So there's an energy here with the 8 of Coins on Friday, July 1st, that we all go through in order to reach a specific goal of mastery, that we have to do sometimes what we don't want to do in order to attain it. So Friday, July 1st, you may feel like, I don't feel like doing this today, but you're good at it and you're doing it right now in order to demonstrate your skill. So keep at it. Saturday, July 2nd, we have the 2 of Coins, another minor arcana, just like the 8 of Coins before it. When we have these minor arcana cards, it feels like we are dealing with this on our own. It feels like this is a struggle that we are going through and no one else understands it and no one else knows it. Especially with the 8 of Coins that we had on Friday, you know, it could feel like, am I the only one who feels this way? Because it's not so much a great energy. It's more of a specific energy to each of us individually on our own specific way, in our own specific way. And so here on Saturday, July 2nd with the 2 of Coins, we have an energy of earth, because coins have to do with earth. And there's an energy here of trying to balance something. As you see, this individual is standing on chairs, kind of like at the Cirque du Soleil, and balancing 2 coins in each arm, one in each arm. So there's an energy of balance here, and it's interesting because Tuesday, June 28, we had Temperance, which spoke about balance. So we're going from a large scale energy of tempering to a small minor arcana scale of balancing. So again, it feels like you're alone in this. It feels like, am I the only one suffering with this energy of having to balance my earthly affairs? You know, like, I'm trying to balance my budget. I'm trying to balance work and play. I'm trying to balance my home and work. I'm trying to balance my family. I'm trying to balance my friendships, anything that has to do with the earthly plane and the 3D. And I'm being called to mention Death card on Monday, June 27, Major Arcana 13, Death, because that talks about the ego. So here we are really dealing with the ego on Saturday, July 2nd with the Two of Coins, because the ego has to do with the 3D plane and the coins are Earth in the 3D plane. So we could be wrestling with our ego. And I'm also being called to say that sometimes the ego, you know, isn't necessarily wrong, but it does bring a lot of fear into our lives. And that's when we also have to pay attention to the energy of the Page of Wands that we had on Wednesday, June 29, the energy of fire, the energy of feeling ready to master something, feeling ready to start something new. Because perhaps with the Two of Coins on Saturday, July 2nd, you're being called to remember that Page of Wands energy from Wednesday and tap into that Page of Wands energy. Because these cards are specific days, it doesn't mean that they don't all come together to make the energy of the week. They can bleed into each other, right? So tap back into that Page of Wands energy if you feel like you're having a hard time balancing your life on Saturday, July 2nd. Lastly, Sunday, July 3rd, we have card number 15 of the Major Arcana, the Devil. So I really appreciate the energy of the Devil in the Major Arcana Tarot, because to me the energy of the Devil is allowing ourselves to tap into our darker parts. And sometimes that feels really magical, to be able to tap into our darker parts, especially when we remember it and look back on it as a growing spurt that we encountered, endured, went through in order to become a better version of ourselves. Here, the Devil, there are two people at the bottom here, and they're covered by ropes, but they're not tied up in the ropes. They could easily get up and throw those ropes off of them. They're not tied up in the ropes. And I'm being called to mention to you Friday, July 1st with the Eight of Coins, because remember we had that energy of the gallows, and here we have the ropes, talking about the noose around the neck, you know, going towards our death. So I feel like there is no need to do this week more than you have to do. There is an energy of just resting in the present moment. And with the Devil on Sunday, July 3rd, remember we're in Cancer season, and the moon is new in the sign of Cancer on Tuesday, June 28, with the energy of the Temperance card here, the balance, feeling at peace, feeling at ease. Now, the Devil card on Sunday, July 3rd, speaks to us about just being in the moment. Just feel comfortable knowing that you're not trapped. You're not trapped. You simply are. You are simply in a state of being. And when you can be with yourself and feel at peace with yourself, however that comes about, whether you're journaling, whether you're sitting with your thoughts, whether you're working through a problem, whether you're having a conversation with yourself or with your higher power, or if you're having a conversation with another person even, just allowing the difficulties to be processed as they come, and just allowing that energy to be with you, not struggling with it. The Devil card is, there's no struggle here. There's just a presentation of our darker selves, a presentation of our more carnal selves to ourselves. So Sunday, July 3rd, with this Devil card, just don't struggle with the energy of the Devil. Just let it be, because the energy of the Devil can be very scary. It can it can seem very dark, feel very dark, but we are all beings of shadow and light. And without the light, remember, there can be no shadows cast. And without the darkness, the light is not evident. So we need both. And this card on July 3rd, the Devil Energy, is pointing out that there's no need to struggle against the ropes. The ropes will fall off as we get up, as we face a new day, as we face a new energy. We will be able to just get up and just be and simply bask in the energy that we have been through. Now, we got our overall card here. It's Healer. Card number 22. It says, listen as the medicine bleeds through her teeth. A river of mercy blessed by mother. Seen only by those who hold her mirror. So I feel like the Devil card, moves quite nicely into the energy of the healer, because the Devil brings that energy of healing. The Devil allows us to face our dark side, those parts that we aren't proud of, those parts that we maybe didn't acknowledge before, maybe even those parts that are strong within us that we didn't want to overpower other people, but that we felt like we had to keep them hidden because we didn't want to shine too bright. The Devil allows us to allow those parts to shine, and that's part of healing. So here we have Healer. And it's interesting that there's the full moon behind this third-eyed being. We're going into a new moon, but it's interesting that we have a full moon here because it kind of reminds me of the cycle of the moon, going from a new moon to a full moon and back to a new moon. The energy of time, the energy of the tides going in and out with the energy of the moon. And then it says, a river, listen as the medicine bleeds through her teeth, a river of mercy blessed by the mother. Now the moon is the energy of the feminine, the divine feminine, the energy of the mother. When we think of the moon, we think of maiden, mother, and crone, the different phases of the moon, maiden, mother, and crone. And this is saying that the medicine bleeds through the mother's teeth. The medicine bleeds through her teeth. So if you want to use the new moon to find out where you are in your different realms, spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally, find out where you are and use the energy of the new moon to find your compass and rebalance yourself. Remember, we had Temperance here as our major arcana card on Tuesday, June 28th with the new moon in Cancer. That was our card for the new moon in Cancer. And it says, seen only by those who hold the mirror. And I feel like this major arcana, the Devil, is that mirror that is being held up to us, because the Devil shows us ourselves. The Devil shows us the parts of us that we are hiding, the parts of us that we are ashamed of, the parts of us that we need to acknowledge. And so there's a mirror that is being held up to us that allows us to really see our own reflection. So I have some dragon's blood, a dragon's blood incense bundle here. I'm just gonna use the smoke. I cleanse and bless your energy. I cleanse and bless my energy. I cleanse and bless what we have heard here today. May it be used and remembered for the utmost highest good. May it be used and remembered to help us to function to our highest vibration and ability. And so it is. You are cleansed and blessed. You are cleansed and blessed. You are cleansed and blessed. And so it is. So I had my labradorite generator here, and I also had my emerald on matrix. Looks like a regular stone, but it's actually emerald on the matrix on the rock. And I also had my gold sheen obsidian here to repel negativity. And I've got my cottage candle that I got in my witch's moon box. The beautiful orangey, reminds me of Halloween. All right, so I hope that was a helpful reading for you. I'm glad that I was able to do this week for you and for myself. If it's your birthday this week, I hope you have a really happy birthday. Happy new moon in Cancer, happy Cancer season. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe to my channel, I'd love to have you here. If you want to comment down below, I will get back to you if I have an opportunity, and I will see you on my next reading. Bye.